Hello, and once again, I am Raijin Rising, here to present to you the results for Best Male and Best Female Character in a Minor Role. Though you would not find this category in the typical theatrical awards show, Best Characters in a Minor Role is really great to have, so that every character, no matter what part they play in the plot, can get their due, can get their time and be awarded for it, when they might not be big enough to be considered for the supporting role category. You know, they may only get a couple lines, or they might be in only 1 or 2 episodes throughout the entire volume, but they make their mark on the story nonetheless, and that's worth considering. So to start, these are your nominees for Best Male Character in a Minor Role. Ambrosius.
So she isn't. I'd love to meet whoever did this. I see. There's something eating away at her. I'm guessing you think you have some clever plan to save her. Just know, I will give you exactly what you asked for, and I don't want any complaining when it's not what you wanted.
Klein Sieben.
Kate Butler.
I heard there was a patient.
Yeah, I was so happy when Klein came back.
I am so sorry, Klein. It's my fault that Father...
Please don't.
It had anything to do with Jock.
It had nothing to do with you.
It had everything to do with Jock. Yeah, I love that
Mercury
so much.
Black.
Those are Salem's new orders.
Speedrunner.
And I know better than to disobey Salem.
What?
Look, even if what he said was true, we can't stop Salem. You told me yourself. Hazel tried. He failed, and he got in line. Big guy's not gonna pick fights he can't win. Neither should we.
Rhodes.
How old are you?
She took your sword to kill them, Rhodes. Yep.
And you want to be like us. You want to be a huntress. Then we've got about 7 years.
For what?
To train.
Train you for the huntsman exam.
Tyrion Kalos.
Vecchio is gonna be so much fun with you.
So incompetent.
Oh yeah.
Well, the good
Tyrion is my boy. I love Tyrion. He's so psychotic. I love it.
Kingdom. You were merely atoning for past failures.
And the Oscar for Best Male Character in a Minor Role goes to...
Tyrion?
Ambrosius.
Ah, okay, that's fine.
Well, everything appears to be in order. You were quite thorough. Disappointingly so.
So, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Oh, and one last point of clarification about
Don't
this. Central
fall.
location of yours. Do not fall. Okay, and with that dire warning...
As Oz said, he is quite the character, and honestly, I didn't think we would see him. We have the staff holding Atlas up, so clearly, if the spirit in the staff is necessary to be seen, we need a good enough reason. We need to be okay with putting an entire kingdom's worth of lives at risk to be able to use it, and I think that ultimately it came out very well. And his voice acting is great, his animation is great. I love the animation that happens for the different relic spirits, because they're floating and they have so many different particle effects and visual effects, and so the animation that happens with them, on top of already, you know, being different from a character who's rooted by gravity.
Yep.
They're just so expressive regardless. So it's always great to see them. And of course, for the rest of the nominees, it was great to be able to see Klein again.
Yeah.
Mercury and Tyrion. I have the sense that with Mercury and Tyrion, their scenes in Volume 8, or rather, their one scene at the end of, I believe, Chapter 7, that is going to be so important when we get to the Vacuo arc, whenever that is, that it's going to be so important to really remind ourselves that this is where their character arcs come from. This is where Tyrion is at, this is where Mercury is at, because I feel like we're going to need to call back to this scene. But that's all I have about really to say for the male characters in a minor role. So now, these are your nominees for Best Female Character in a minor role. Elm Adern.
Don't do this! They're still evacuating in Mantle! Why did you just let me do my job? Because
you're a bitch!
And we won't let you
Because
go
you're a
through with this.
bitch!
Fiona Time.
No, Crimson.
I
need
love
you and your
Fiona.
team over in
She
Sector
go ahead
11.
and such little screen
Mantle
time.
police are helping
Or
us clear
time.
the hospital, but they're gonna need backup.
God damn it, Arnold.
You're doing great, Fee. Robin would be proud.
I
Yeah,
feel
Fiona,
like you should
she's
be
so
doing this
sweet and
after
innocent
flexing
and
on the
kind.
news like
And she has
that.
such a cool power, man.
Jin.
Or semblance. I'm looking respectfully. Look at the ceiling.
Why, hello again.
Look at the
old
ceiling.
man. Did you have a question for me?
Maria Calavera.
Don't you think
She and Pietro dipped after chapter 5, yeah. They did. I hope we get to see him again.
Prepare for launch.
Probably not.
Option.
We'll see.
She's right, Pietro.
And her and Maria versus Dio. Maria versus
Willow
Dio was
Schnee.
awesome. She was so Yoda-like. Oh, that was so cool. Willow Schnee. Mama Schnee got a dump truck.
Believe it or not, I am above drinking in the dark.
And the Oscar for Best Female Character in a Minor Role goes to...
I forgot what I voted for.
Willow Schnee.
Mama Schnee.
I can see it. It's outside
She did.
Winter's old room.
She did help out.
You can kill it, can't you?
What is it doing?
Sniffing.
Not sure. It's acting strange. Why is it here?
It doesn't matter. Just keep an eye on it so I can track it down. Right.
Right.
I gotta admit, I thought this category would be a
Wow, Maria
toss-up
almost won, really?
between Willow and Maria. At least for me, I can understand Maria getting it after her fight scene in Chapter 5 against Neo, being the only character in the history of the show to really, really give Neo a hard time. It was great to see Maria just have fun fighting against Neo of all characters, and at least for Willow, Mama Schnee definitely steals a lot of the scenes that she's in. I gotta say it. She's a lot of fun to watch in her own ways, and with volumes 7 and 8, she is the essential view into the broken home that is Shinny Manor, and getting to see Whitley in a new light, especially too. A lot of that comes from Willow. Like, we'd known Weiss's relationship, we'd known Winter's relationship with her family for a good portion of the show, but now seeing it through Willow's perspective, I feel a lot more important than anything that we had really seen up until this point. And I loved seeing, especially as well, her security cameras coming back for Volume 8, Chapter 8, the fight against the Hound. Really, really cool to see, you know, thinking in Volume 7 it might have just been there for that one moment to justify or explain that one thing, but now, no, it's really adding this extra dynamic, this extra element to the horror of Chapter 8, and that was amazing. And Willow, she's kind of a meme too, so
Yeah,
she's
is.
got that going for her. But that being said, that's it from me. Please enjoy the rest of the Volume 8 Oscars, and I hope to see you around the fandom.